Hey everyone, it's Ryan Howe, Small Business News. I got a good one for you today, although it is a little bit difficult for me to go through because it means I'm old now, because I'm starting to see the same things said about my generation are now being said about Gen Z. And again, for those that don't know, this is the program where I share just some of the information I share with my clients every single day. I'm a business coach out of West Michigan and around the country, and I hope to earn your subscription today. So let's get right into this here. As always, links are going to be in the description down below for the articles I'm discussing. 1 in 10 business leaders say their company has fired a Gen Z manager. This is the time we're going to be picking on Gen Z folks. As Generation Z, the oldest of whom are 28, continue to rise in the ranks in the workforce, they're going to move into supervisory and management positions. ResumeBuilder.com surveyed 873 business leaders back in May. All right, and here's what they got. 18% of businesses are unlikely to hire a Gen Z manager. 1 in 4 believe Gen Z managers are less competent than older generations. Yeah, that's the thing. And it's not that they're less competent. It's older generations always have a higher opinion of themselves. The phrase I like to use is we all have an over-exaggerated sense of self-worth when it comes to our abilities, specifically looking backwards. Now, 20% say Gen Zers are ineffective leaders. 12% of business leaders have demoted or fired a Gen Z manager. Right, there's stuff here. But let's look at some of the charts here. And then what we're going to do here in a moment is I'm going to go back and we're going to compare and contrast a little bit. 1 in 5 business leaders say Gen Z managers are effective leaders at, here's where they say Gen Zers are struggling at: conflict management, leadership, decision-making, communication, delegation, adaptation to change, and collaboration. So FYI, folks, the things that I help my clients with: conflict management, leadership, decision-making, communication, delegation, change management, collaboration. These are things that I come in and I help senior leaders with, because they also struggle with it too. It's just, this is a thing that almost everybody struggles with. However, they're specifically asking questions about the Gen Zers, so it's not surprising that they highlight this. And also, you know, when you're new to management, you're new to supervision and leadership, you don't know how to have those specific conversations with people because you don't have enough experience with it. So you have to go through the motions. You just have to go have those conversations and be bad at it, then have it again, get a little better, and just over time, this is something you have to build that requisite skill set up. So it's not surprising. Let's check this out. 1 in 2 business leaders say Gen Z managers have faced professional consequences at their company. Nearly half of business leaders say Gen Z managers have had some issues, and they've had placement on a PIP, a performance improvement plan, increased supervision, probation, meetings with senior management, demotions, and firings. I'll just let you know, those are pretty standard numbers across the board, not just for Gen Z. It happens with every generation. And you know, and that's the other side too. With the increase in HR's oversight on the management of people, what would have been, you're just going to get yelled at, is turned into, well, we're just going to put you on a performance improvement plan. That's really what's happened. You choose which one you think is better for you. Now, the next piece I want to get into is 9 in 10 business leaders receive complaints about Gen Z managers. And here's the things they talk about: poor communication, inexperience, being too informal, disorganized, rudeness. And then here's the issues that Gen Z managers, again, the leaders, have with direct reports. The direct reports have changed teams, requested mediation, filed formal complaint, requested new manager, and threatened to quit. All right, so I'm done beating up on Gen Z here. So here's what's happening. These are the same complaints that have been going on for as long as there's managers and supervisors. This is nothing new. It's just now that we have Gen X and millennials are now in senior leader positions, and they're looking backwards and saying the kids just don't get it because we're now the old people. That's all that's happening now, really. And I can prove it. I really can prove it. All right, so this is from Harvard Business Review. This is from 2002. Saving your rookie managers from themselves. Tom Edelman, like a million freshly minted managers before him, had done a marvelous job as an individual contributor. He was smart, confident, forward-thinking, right? This is all the Gen Zers. His clients liked him, as did his boss and coworkers. Consequently, no one in the department was surprised when he was moved up to management. 6 months later, when this individual was called in to coach Tom, had trouble even picturing the confident insider he once had been. He looked like a deer caught in the headlights. Tom seemed overwhelmed and indeed used that word several times to describe how he felt. He had started to doubt his abilities. His direct reports, once close colleagues, no longer seemed to respect or even like him. What's more, his department had been beset by a series of small crises, and Tom spent most of the time putting out fires. He knew this wasn't the most effective use of his time, but he didn't know how to stop These problems hadn't translated into poor business results, but he was in trouble nonetheless. And if you go back and look at the previous article, you'll see the same complaints that are in there about Gen Z. So with that, folks, does Gen Z need help learning how to be better managers and supervisors for their teams? Yes. Yes, they do. That's nothing new. Every time you get a new employee that moves into a supervisor leadership position, management, they're going to need training. They're going to need help. They're going to need support from the senior leaders in the company. They may need outside help with training. This isn't anything new. I just wanted to come and compare and contrast there and let you know, hey, the kids are all right. They just don't know. It's our job to help support and train these young folks how to do these things. So with that, that's all I got. That's all I got for today. I hope I earned your subscription. Thanks, and I will see you next time.